sweet it is to be loved by you. How sweet it is, how sweet it is to be loved by you. How sweet it is to be loved by you. By you.
Thank you, Joe. That was the famous Joe Conti. Well, in New Thought circles, you're famous. Joe was the musician when we had our really amazing fundraisers in 19, I think it was 2017 and 2018. And those were just legendary. Anybody that was there has very happy memories. And because Joe is basically an entire band just in himself, we just had a it was very easy to decide who we wanted for our musician. And he also was associated with, I'm just keeping talking because I figure the sound people can figure out what's wrong and fix it, even though there's a bit of a funny, okay, anyway, Binty Bailey was his vocalist. And so the two of them just rocked out. Yeah. Okay, so I think it's better. I think it's
working.
Yes. Okay, so my name is Pasha. I'm the facilitator this morning. Joe is the musician, and our guest speaker is Momi Nobriga. Now, you might remember I think it was 3 weeks ago, she was sitting in this chair, but today we welcome her as our presenter. And, I think, it's time. It always feels like she has more to share than she's able or allowed to in the role of facilitator. So the first thing on our program this morning is a reading from the Science of Mind magazine. And Glenn has agreed to do the honors. I particularly was hoping that either Glenn or Kim would do that this morning because I wanted you all to know that they're part of our sister center in Waynesville, North Carolina.
Wow.
So come on up, Glenn. It's a bit of an obstacle course. Now we'll see if you can negotiate the maze.
Do a testing. Make sure it's working. You got it kind of like an ice cream.
Well, I think it's just.
Do a little sound. Yeah.
So today's reading is from Science of Mind magazine. What breaks your heart?
Hold on. We got to make sure that the people at home hear you. That's right.
Hey, people at home, can you hear me?
Try again. Oh, we're not even plugged in. Oh, wait, it doesn't need plugged in. We don't need a microphone. No, we do. Is it working?
Show must go on.
Well, maybe, yeah, because we want the people at home to hear.
Can you hear?
You just
Yes.
talk into that
just
little
talk into
fuzzy thing, the foamy thing, rather. Yeah.
Once again, today's reading, the chapter is What Breaks Your Heart? You are divinity, the vast and open sky of spirit. Who you are transcends fear and turns suffering into liberation. Who you are is love. This is a quote from Dana Falls. Ernest Holmes writes, "Every time we give ourselves to others, helping them overcome their troubles, we perform an at-one moment. We prove the unity of God." So as we have seen, we can gather clues about our purpose by noticing what we are drawn to. The things that bring us joy and a sense of meaning might be the very things we are meant to share with others. On the other hand, sometimes we get clues about our purpose through our challenges. Many courageous and generous souls have gone through the pain of loss, abuse, poverty, or injustice, and have used their experiences to help others who are enduring a similar journey. We are never required to make meaning out of our pain or bypass our truth to explain away the unbearable. But in time, we may find a flow of grace or a flash of insight that compels us to draw on our most difficult experiences for a greater good. Dr. Terari Trent is an international speaker, educator, and author who had to fight for her dreams and now motivates others to fight for theirs. From humble beginnings in rural Zimbabwe, Dr. Trent pulled herself out of poverty, illiteracy, and colonial oppression to earn a PhD. She then returned to her community to bring educational opportunities to others. The schools she founded have educated more than 40,000 children. When she helps others recognize what brings meaning to their lives, she asks the question, "What breaks your heart?" The answers that arise can lead to a path of service and inspire us to use challenges as stepping stones for change. Sometimes from our greatest challenges grow miracles. Now, today's affirmation is this: I trust there is a divine plan in progress for my life. Even through challenges, I believe in possibilities and miracles. I trust there is a divine plan in progress for my life.
I trust there is a divine plan in progress for my life.
Even through challenges, I believe in possibilities and miracles.
Even through challenges, I believe in possibilities and miracles.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Glenn. Actually, by just saying they're members of our sister church, it's more than that. It's because of their annual visits that we actually had this idea that we could do that. Um, their church in Waynesville is called Creative Thought Center, whereas we're New Thought Center. And they were struck by the similarities in our two groups and thought, well, gee, maybe we could learn from one another, support one another, even though we're thousands of miles away geographically. So we welcomed Asher a couple of months ago as a representative of their group. And now we have Glenn and Kim. What will be interesting is to find out, well, which is the first of us to visit their center in North Carolina. It's not too far from Asheville. So.
They have a place to stay.
Oh, wow. Well, that's a lovely invitation. Kim says they can provide lodgings for the person who is that lucky first visitor from our center to theirs. So I think we're going to go to the next song because we got a slightly late start for technical reasons. And
I have nothing prepared. Request lines are open. Let's see. How about I? trouble, another man it comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. In my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And when the broken heart, everything in the world agrees, there will be an answer, let it be. For though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. And when night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine until tomorrow, let it be. I wake up to the sound, and Mother Mary, she comes to me. Sing words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be.
Hey, Joe, would you, in case there's anyone here who doesn't know about that unusual instrument you're playing, can you tell them a little bit how you're able to do that?
40-second rundown. Get your number 2 pencils ready. The Chapman stick was invented by Emmett Chapman in 1975 from experiments he did with his electric guitar in the late 60s. At one point, Emmett Chapman played in a band with Barney Kessel, and Barney was a jazz guy that played with Oscar Peterson and Charlie Bird, all the top jazz guys. Chapman was at home playing his guitar one night, and on a whim of inspiration, or could have been drug-induced, I'm not sure, he took his electric guitar and he tilted the neck up and started tapping on the strings with both hands. and he realized that he could still play the chords with his left hand that he played in the normal position, but then his fingers of both hands were more perpendicular to the string, so a light bulb went off. He thought, wow, that's kind of cool. What if I can kind of goof off here? What if I add a bass string? What if I add 2 bass strings? So after a couple of years of experimenting in 1975, he came out with a 10-stringed instrument, and I had a couple of those, and then he said, 10 strings is not complicated enough, we need more strings, so he started making 12-stringed instruments. So some of the ones I have are 6 bass and 6 guitar. This one's 5 bass and 7 guitar. So the concept is that either hand can play chords or single notes like a piano, which allows me to drink beer with either hand.
Thank
Perfect.
you,
It's the
Joe.
perfect instrument.
Amazing. Wow. We are so blessed. Wow. So I don't know, but sometimes it seems like if the speakers are angled
More
out, it reduces the feedback.
Put the mic a little closer to you. Put the mic a little closer to you.
Okay. Okay.
Excuse me.
Thank you, Jean.
Sure. We're gonna do that to both, just in case.
We want to spare your ears.
A little bit more.
All right.
Pick up his.
His mic is not gonna pick up.
Okay.
His mic is not in here.
Okay.
So we won't pick him up.
Well, let's hope the technology angels will smile on us from this point onward.
Yay.
Thanks, everybody, for your patience, and thanks, Jean, for making that adjustment. Okay, is this a good position, Randy, for the, okay, all right. Well, so the next thing we have to share with you is about introductions. Okay, so first of all, I'd like to ask, is there anyone who's here for the first time who hasn't ever attended a service here at New Thought Center? Going, gone. Okay, all right. Well, then I can do the short form introduction of New Thought because you all have some concept of what it is already. Great. Okay, I think maybe I'll just read our mission statement and point to the logo. Our mission is to provide a sanctuary of aloha for the nourishment, development, and evolution of each individual's unique spiritual path. The logo up here was created by Morty Breyer, a past president and instinctive creator of mandalas. If we had to wait for lunch at a restaurant after service, he would make a mandala on his paper napkin. So somehow the idea came to him to create a logo for New Thought in the form of a mandala. So there we are. And if you look closely at the center part, you can see symbols of some various faith traditions of the world, and then the palm trees represent Hawaii. Okay, that's enough. That's what is New Thought. Now, as far as who are we, we're going to, oh dear, do you think this microphone will work for passing it around? Okay, because this is what we normally do, is to pass around the handheld mic and invite people to
It's working.
state their name. And in addition, Momi is going to pose a question. And if you wish to, in addition to saying your name, you can respond to that question briefly.
So my question, unlike the reading today, which was what breaks your heart, I want to know what brings you joy. What brings you joy?
What brings me joy? Okay, my name is Pasha. Birds bring me joy, especially the eel, but even humble little birds.
I'm Jean. Life, love, family, all of it's so beautiful. It brings me joy.
I'm Terry. Birds and flowers.
I'm Cindy, and seeing people I love.
I'm Patty and my family. Shelba, laughter.
Margie, and just being here.
Mahina, and most recently watching small kids enjoying something really from their heart for the first time, just that wow moment. It's kind of special.
Aloha, I'm Eddie, and love.
Aloha, Marcus. Momi, I'm glad you're up there today. Thanks. It's good to see everybody here today, too. I would have to say gratitude for me.
Kim, I'd have to say gratitude also. That was a good one. And nature.
I'm Glenn. I like birds and all matter of flying things.
I'm Palmer. Little kids boogie boarding down at Magic Sands.
I'm Leah. The joy of family and friends and deep connections, caring, compassion, and swimming in the ocean.
Randy, music and laughter.
I'm Don, and I would say music in all its forms.
I'm Candy. Synchronicities make me very happy.
I'm Jan. Flowers and love.
Good morning. My name's Reagan. I'll just say happy people bring me joy.
Aloha and Pomaikai. The ocean, my daughter, and the love that I see everywhere I look.
I'm Faith. Cats.
I'm Joe, and my kids, my grandkids, and teaching my dog how to play piano.
Oh, that we gotta hear.
My name is Terry, and once again, birds and flowers, and even the little bugs and creatures and everything, especially, well, I can't think of it, all the other things.
My name is Anna. And what brings me joy, all kinds of nature, especially when the wind blows through the trees, when the waves splash on the rocks and we can see and hear the vibration, and all other forms of nature brings me joy every single day. Diana, dancing.
My name is Condor. When I go in to spirit and leave the material plane and get totally in.
I am Elisha Leolani, and I love playing with children and chanting by the ocean, especially. And Hi. Seeing myself in all of nature, all around me, all of life around me.
Good morning. I'm Anna. Nature in all its forms, but especially now the full moon.
Yeah, it's full at right now, well, 11 something. But that's Pacific time, so yeah. Oh, yes, you go back here.
Well, welcome to all of us, and thank you for your sharing your joy. Now we have the joy of another song from Joe. Sit back and chill until it's time for the offertory.
Baby's good to me, you know. She's happy as can be, you know. And she said so. I'm in love with her, and I feel fine. Baby says she's mine, you know. She tells me all the time, you know. She said so. I'm in love with her, I feel fine. I'm so glad she's my little girl. She's so glad all the world. Baby buys her things, you know. She buys her diamond rings, you know. And she says so. I'm in love with her, I feel fine. I'm so glad she's my little girl. She's so glad she's telling all the world that her baby buys her things, you know. She buys her diamond rings, you know, and she says so. I'm in love with her, I feel fine. I'm in love with her, I feel fine. I'm in love with her, yeah. I'm in love with her, I feel fine.
That was delightful.
Joy.
Wow.
That's joy.
That's joy.
I hit that button, it brings me joy.
Yeah. Well, now is the time that you folks get to share your miracles and ordinaries that you've experienced recently. And here's my favorite definition. Miracles are the special happenings and insights that come to us. And they are miracles because they're often unexpected. They remind us of truth. Sometimes they change us. But they're also ordinary because they happen in the midst of our daily lives. They're the stuff of our daily lives. And the lessons are right here to serve us now. So if any of those descriptions ring a bell for you and you feel motivated to share, come on up. mic is open and you can adjust it for various heights.
I'm short, but not this short. Hi, everybody. I have an ordinary to share with all of you. It's that time of year again. And as he was playing, and I'm looking around the room and I'm noticing the people that are singing, this is for you. It's time again to form our annual Thanksgiving, what would you call us? Chorus, for us to go and perform at the interfaith service the couple days before Thanksgiving. And we're looking for a lot of new people because some of the former singers have are doing different things. So they aren't available for whatever reason. And so we're looking for new people to come and sing with us. So singers, musicians, we can use you all. So if you are interested in being on that team, please come see me after the service and let me know. And we're going to form a new group of fun, happy singers, expressing our joy in the best way.
Thank you. Come on up.
Aloha. Life is truly miraculous. We have so many amazing things happen all the time, and I have so many miracles I can't even start. But my dear friend Rainbow lost her beloved kitty yesterday morning, and she was even holding the dead kitty and like, oh. And then the dragonfly started flying above her car, which the dragonfly was doing as I was saying goodbye to my sister. I go, there's my little brother who passed a year ago. So, you know, she was in such grief. She just like, oh, dragonfly. But then later she was on the grass, and then the dragonfly was flying over her. And she was so in mourning for this kitty. But she said, if you are cheeky, that was her kitty, land on me, and it landed on her foot. That's hard to ignore when a dragonfly lands on you. So I'm thanking that spirit, and to remember that this is just temporary and we'll all be dragonflies someday or something better.
Telling a story for the fun of it. A few days ago, I was out in the yard weeding when I heard a very high-pitched, it was in the afternoon, high-pitched sound. Usually bees check me out as messengers from Pele with a lower sound, and they fly and fly and fly around my face until I say it's enough, and then they fly off. This little bee couldn't hear my enough. It's enough now. Finally, it landed, exhausted from its own sound, on my finger, on my hand. And I saw it was a very light color, very blonde bee with a lot of fur, which means it was very young. It had probably just left the beehive. And so there it was. So, okay, I stood up and put it on a flower. No, it didn't want that. It came back to my finger. So I put it on a leaf higher up. And as it sat there, another bee came with a low hum and made a round around my face. Hey, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. Oh, thank goodness. And then it flew to the little bee. And the little bee said, I could feel what was going on, the feelings. Oh, yeah, you're here. I want to go back to the hive. Yeah, that's why I've come. You just follow me. And the two of them buzzed off. And it's a simple story, but it made me so aware of the care each one of us is surrounded by. There isn't one of us that is not guided, guarded, directed, loved. We might look for all those things out in the world, but it's right here, right in our heart. So that's the end of the story.
Thank you. I think this will be we have maybe time for one more, and then we need to move on
Quick
to
service
their.
announcement here. Kai Mana is in Thailand, and he just sent me a text this morning and said, please don't text me because it costs me $5 every time you send me one. So everybody, if you are on the singing group thing, don't send out a group text. Don't send on that group because I can't take him off of that. So if you want to respond to anything or communicate with anybody in the group, do it directly to them specifically. And anybody else that wants to get him for any reason, send him an email. Thanks.
I just said something real quick. I had a huge avocado branch fall down and lots of avocados and they're in the bucket. And they're not ready, but they will be.
Oh, thank you, Terry. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we kind of we freed up. During the pandemic, we had the idea to do a produce giveaway once a month because we basically couldn't do potlucks for a while. But now, for the last, I don't know, close to a year now, we've sort of freed up the produce giveaway function. It can happen any Sunday. And thank you so much for participating in that. Yeah, Terry. Yeah. So bananas and avocados, are they out here? Right here next to the entry table. All right. Well, that's great. So I think I can get to introduce Momi now. Now, many of you know Momi, but probably none of us know everything about Momi. Like I didn't know. I just learned from reading what was in the newsletter about her adventure of going to Kerala, India for yoga teacher training in Shivananda Yoga. That was before she moved here to Hawaii. So anyway, let me just read what she submitted in case you didn't all have a chance to. She describes herself as an average wahine trying to live with joy and integrity. She is blessed with a supportive family and friend network. Her passions are gardening, gathering with people to celebrate, create art, feast on delicious local organic food, and give thanks and praise to Spirit, Goddess, the ancestors. Momi is a licensed massage therapist, board certified in therapeutic massage and body work. Her traditional training includes Ho'oponopono and La'au Lapa'au. Momi completed, okay, I told you that. She completed her teacher training for Shivananda Yoga in Kerala, India. She previously to that studied philosophy, psychology, and health education at Eastern Michigan University. Currently, Momi is serving on the board of directors for Ahahui Lomi Lomi Hawaii. She educates about Lomi Lomi and La'au Lapa'au at Pu'uhonua Ohonau now. Is that volunteer work, Momi?
Not really, no.
Oh, okay. So you're actually professional there, as well as, I mean, I'm sure it's a joy to share anyway, but
I get an
yeah.
honorarium.
Yeah. So also, and then her main sustenance comes from running her medical massage business. So Momi has a beautiful long connection to New Thought Center. It goes back more than a decade. She has been a member since 2016 and began attending services a couple of years before that. She served on the Board of Trustees for at least one term, at least 3 years. She is a poised and gracious facilitator, as some of you experienced 3 weeks ago when Lehua Lopez was here. And today she's in the presenter chair, and her topic is Peace in Every Step, Walking with Divinity. You're on, Momi. Take it away.
Please patient while I try and do this technique. No wonder I couldn't do it. Oh my gosh. Well, good morning.
I don't need this.
So tech is not my thing. It's I try to work graciously with it, but talking story, that I got down. Why is it? Is it? Oh, okay. So,
Turn it off? Stop. We're good.
all right. So peace in every step is a quote from Thich Nhat Hanh, and he was a favorite of mine. There's a lot you don't know about me. I embodied as a child a lot of anger and was prone to fits of rage. And I have cultivated an inner sense of peace and calmness for my well-being and the well-being of others. And it's not easy, but I first, in trying to come to that sense of peace, I was like, how do I become more peaceful? What is the way to get more peaceful? And then I was in a bookstore and I saw a book, and it was Thich Nhat Hanh, and it said, peace is every step. There is no way to peace. Peace is the way. So if you're trying to become peaceful, you're not going to become peaceful. You have to be peaceful. You have to start, you have to embody the peace. And I'm like, well, how do I do that? How do I become peaceful when I'm just so irate at all of these injustices and inequities in the world? And it's, for me, it started with gratitude and connection. And that's why walking with divinity, when you walk with that sense of divinity, it brings that peace. You can embody that peace when you embody that divinity. But then I was like, well, how do I embody that? I'm just a human. Well, yes, first we have to forgive. We're human, right? To err is human. To forgive is divine. And where does that forgiveness begin? It begins with yourself. It begins with looking in the mirror and saying, oh my gosh, I forgive you for whatever, I forgive you for not being enough. I forgive you for being too much. I forgive you for all of your shortcomings. And in that forgiveness of self, you can turn around and look at the others in your life and be like, okay, I forgive you for cutting me off and not using your turn signal. Right? That's where I find my biggest like, argh. Am I always peaceful? No. Do I feel rage and anger all the time, but how do I deal with it? How do I process it so that it can serve me and help me serve my community? Because I found that's where I find my greatest joy, is when I'm serving others, when I'm serving my community, because so much of the time I feel so helpless at what I can do to right these injustices, to right these inequities. I can't change the whole world. I can try, but my influence is right here. All I can do is my little circuit. Well, if I can't find peace with the person who's riding my bumper all the way into town, how can I expect other cultures to solve these generational animosities between each other, right? So I have to look to myself. How do I find that? Well, I find that in remembering we're all a part of the divine. Whatever faith you ascribe to, we're all represented up here. We all have a similar creation story in whatever lineage of faith we walk, whatever path we're carrying forward, whatever our ancestors taught us or brought forward for us or supported us so that we could be here. It's thematic. We're all similar, It's like the cells. You take a cell sampling from any person in the world and you put them under microscopes, you're not going to see a difference, right? You're going to see a cell wall, you're going to see a nucleus, you're going to see mitochondria, but they all look the same. What's our outward expression is what changes, and that's what makes us beautiful, like a rainbow. It's all light. But how is it refracted and reflected is what gives us the grace to walk forward in divinity. And when we start to embody that, when we look in the morning and we look in the mirror and we see that, we can embody it and walk forward with it. And since we are beings of harmonic resonance, that resonance moves forward and it can subtly change that influence around you, the environment around you. It's the way that when you talk to a plant, how you talk to that plant can help it grow better. And sometimes that's what we need to learn to be at peace with ourselves and to walk in divinity is how do we speak to ourselves? How do we speak to others? How do we create this ripple, this vibration of peace? To be that peace walking in every step, to be that divinity. And it starts by seeing the divine in yourself and seeing how that divinity is reflected back to you by all those around you. And it's not just people, all of our animal friends, all of our bird friends, all of the sentient beings in our environment. And as they've been doing studies, even plants have a certain level of sentience. They reflect and vibe back to us what we put out in the world. So that's why we go and we talk to our plants. That's why we feel joy when we tend to our gardens. That's why we feel at peace when we see the birds in the sky, when we feel this echoing reverberation of dynamic engagement with dragonflies that come for our morning, or our cats that come to us. We have a cat that's a vibe police. At any time we start having a little disagreement in our family, all of a sudden our cat shows up and she's like, hey, what's going on, people? I'm cute and fluffy. There's no need to get upset. And if somebody is really, they're in the moment, like they're really feeling strong, like I feel, this micro injustice has happened. I wanted the last bit of poi in the poi bowl. That was supposed to be mine. Why'd you eat all the poi without asking? And then the cat shows up and it's like, hey, chill out. And she'll come and she'll put her foot on your foot. And then you're like, okay. It's the poi. But that's, she's our vibe check. She helps remember that our emotions can get beyond what they really need to be. Because we do spend so much of our time in our emotion state trying to keep it in. We don't often laugh as loud as we want or cry as loud as we want because sometimes big emotions make us feel uncomfortable. It kind of knocks us away from our peace. But when we do have those moments for those energies to come out, sometimes they're a little more than the moment merits. And so one of the ways we can be in peace is find those moments when we can just be unbridled in our self-expression of humanness, to cry deeply, to feel deeply, to laugh deeply, to love deeply. But there's a vulnerability in it. And finding peace with that vulnerability, with that expression in community by yourself helps you welcome that experience of divinity. Because to be divine isn't just to be in this very plateau, it's also the full gambit of emotions. And that's why we decided to come and embody in this moment, to embody in this world, because we're having a human experience. Yes, we're spiritual beings. Let's honor that. We have to, because we embody it. But we also have to honor the fact that we walk this realm in a human experience. And part of the human experience is this whole wealth of emotion that we get to embody and enjoy or not enjoy. There's emotions we don't enjoy, but they're important. It is equally important to experience your rage as it is your joy. But how you experience that rage is more important than how you express your joy, right? If you're outraged, it's telling you something. And if you're not listening to that rage and you're not acting on that anger in a positive way, it's going to haunt you. You won't be at peace. I have been very unpeaceful and very uncomfortable because of what's going on in the world and trying to rectify how to, in a positive, peaceful motion, deal with that. And that's our challenge as humans. That's our challenge as people in community. How do we deal with that? With peace and with the grace of the divine. And I believe a huge part of it is honoring how good we have it. Being so deeply grateful for the grace that we have to walk in peace, in the grace that we have to think about things like walking with the divine. How can I build my divinity? How can I share that with my community? And one of those ways is taking care of yourself in the best possible way you know how. Making sure that you reach out and you build your community for yourself, that you have a support structure, that you have people who are going to give you that vibrational feedback of, I love you, you're beautiful, you mean the world to me, I'm so grateful to see you, I love that I see you every day, I love that I get to be a part of your experience here, I love that we get to hang out, I love that we're always around, I love that I see you on holidays, I'm so grateful that you're in my circle. It's a blessing to be in this community. It's a blessing to share this experience. Because that's one of the ways we nourish ourselves. We are and belong in community. And so we have to remember that, and we have to build it and nourish it, just like we have to build and nourish our bodies. I know I get more angry and more upset and more out of alignment when I'm not making good food choices. I have learned through raising children, we have needs we need to meet. Good sleep, good food, and positive feedback, right? Food, shelter, water. If you're dehydrated, you're not going to make clear decisions. If your body's detoxing from a bunch of preservatives, you're not going to feel whole and wholesome. If you're not eating on a regular basis so your glycemic level stays stable, you're going to have these emotional ups and downs that are just off the charts, and then you'll easily be pulled off your center. So taking care of these basic human things in the best way possible helps us be better spiritual beings. We can't worry about spirit if we're not taking care of the base that we're in and moving through the world. Being in touch with your food and your environment helps us be spiritual beings because spirit made it. it's here for us. We have grown and developed in tandem with our environment to be the spiritual beings we are. And the more we tend and take care of our environment, our food, our water, we are honoring the divine. We are honoring the sacred that put these systems here for us to use and be supported by. And when we are in harmony with ourselves, our community, our environment, then we can really find that path of divinity. Because we honor all of it as sacred. We see it as sacred. And when we walk with that vision of sacredness and honoring and being grateful for all of these things that help us, the more at peace we can be in our own bodies. I gave a talk at Pu'uhonua Ohonau, and it was staying in alignment when the world's gone off kilter. And because it was a secular group, it wasn't talking about divinity, but I was basically talking about how to maintain your internal systems. Because when the world is in chaos, the only thing you can control is yourself. And the simple things you can do in order to control your inner balance and your own alignment is nourishing your body and honoring it in its needs of being resilient, stretching, dancing, maintaining a healthy vibration in terms of stretching. You know, we wake up and I give gratitude. It's the first thing I do in the morning. Before I get out of bed, I curl up into child's pose and I put my hands like this and I give thanks every morning. I wake up and I say thank you for another day. Because we don't always know when we're going to have another day. And it reminds me to be grateful for every breath I have and every moment I have. It's not always easy to be grateful in times of challenge. And that is when our true growth comes, is through challenge and through overcoming those obstacles. And I had never wanted to have kids. I have 3 beautiful children. I didn't have children until I was 35. But a large reason for that is because I thought I would not be a good mother. Because I had horrible anger issues as a child. And I was like, oh my gosh, what if I lose it? And before I had children, a friend of mine did, and she gave me a book, and it was Children as Our Spiritual Teachers. And by the time, I was 35, I'm like, okay, I can handle this, right? I've grown, I've matured, I've done studies, I meditate, I can handle. Oh no. Oh no. But they were my spiritual teachers because I learned how to grow through difficulty, through the challenges of childhood. It's like if you're ever feeling good about yourself and you feel you're really powerful, go try and tell somebody else's dog what to do. Right? Or your child, right? And I still have that, trying to get the children to do as I'd hope they would. And I've learned, you play to your strengths, you give them what they like in terms of chores, but they've helped me grow. I was in turmoil when I first came to New Thought because of my beautiful children. And I found this beautiful community that reflected back like, oh no, we accept you as you are. We have no judgment. We have only empathy and support and love, and come, bring your children. And I did. And we all learned and we all grew. All of us, all my children. I mean, I have a boy who sleeps with crystals. I won't say which one. But they all have their own little path of the divine. They all have their own ways of expressing gratitude. And it was through community. And it was through acceptance. And it was through love. And through them, I learned and grew because I never realized how much difficulty, how many challenges I could face and overcome. I always thought, oh, if I get upset, I have to get angry. No. I've learned through the most wise elders of the Hawaiian community that sometimes you're heard more when you talk softly, when you quiet yourself. And so I learned that, and I try and bring that forward. And it always goes back to gratitude, right? When I'm upset, what am I grateful for? You know, I'm grateful I didn't lose my top. I'm grateful I'm in this moment. I'm grateful I have this opportunity to pause and find a deeper understanding, to have compassion, to have empathy. And that's the challenge that I walk with every day, is to be in that peace, to walk with divinity, to honor those things that challenge me most in life is a blessing in disguise so that I can overcome that and reach a greater level of grace, a greater level of understanding. And if it's a thematic thing that really is, irritating, not an ego thing, not an id thing, but a deeper systematic injustice, then I can back up and go, okay, what steps can I do to help fix that? And for me, it's always been, I come back to community, I come back to gardening, and I come back to what is right around me. I have no control over the world, but I have control over how I move through the world. So if I choose to move through the world with peace and love, then hopefully that vibration will ripple through and have a positive influence instead of adding to the cacophony of hate or the cacophony of entitlement or the cacophony of irritation, right? Instead of adding to that, I diffuse it and sit in love, center in love, center in compassion, center in devotion, center in grace, center in community. And the systems that I have engaged with here in South Kona are all that. I love New Thought. It's my spiritual base. I love coming here and seeing the joy of all these people who I probably would have never said hello to on the beach or in the street, but oh my gosh, I just think the world of you here, right? I center in the community gardens. When I was on the board, the New Thought tithes a bit of their tithings to other not-for-profits. I suggested our community garden because our community garden literally feeds the community, people who would not otherwise have access to organically grown local veggies, and now they do through the humble works of a few people, right? But nourishing our bodies through what comes from the soil is nourishing ourselves with the grace of God, because that is what gives animation. That's what gives mana to everything that comes up and around us. And I believe that intensely. And that's one of the reasons why I love celebrating around food. Because food has mana. It brings us mana, it gives us mana. And it's how we make our connection to the divine every day, every meal. So I hope this talk gave you a little inspiration on how you can be in peace, how you can walk with divinity. I thank you for letting me stand up here and wax loquacious. Have a beautiful Sunday. Hi, Mom.
Thank you so much, Momi. That was awesome.
You're welcome. Oh, any questions?
Well, we don't really want to. That one is less accurate than that one. So
Okay.
I think we'll save the questions for after service and lunch. But I was,
Okay.
you without even knowing it, you sort of planted the seed for next week. Was something you said about the pause, right? The next week's speaker, one of her themes is the sacred pause. So isn't that great how that happens without any conscious intention? It's just, yeah. So, wow. Yes, I believe so. Closer. Okay. All right. That will be very good. Oh my goodness. So much wonderful input there. And Momi says she made notes but didn't bring them. But it was like it was perfect. She was, it just flowed through her. I'm in awe. Wow. Well, so about the tithing, I came across some notes and I realized, oh, I don't usually say that when I'm, telling people to prepare their offering. But it was worth saying from time to time. So, New Thought is a 501c3 organization. And so anything that you contribute to New Thought that can be, connected with you, whether it's through PayPal or writing a check, is definitely deductible if you do that, on your taxes. But in addition, everything that comes into the Koa bowl, a tenth of it is tithed to other sources that the board perceives as being sources of blessing. And generally we choose, although it's not absolutely required, but we generally choose other nonprofits to share with. So your giving is very helpful to New Thought, but it also doesn't stop with New Thought. We believe in the law of circulation. So as the board circulates some of the bounty, we also believe it as individuals that when we give, that we help open the channels of circulation for us to be able to be receivers and givers both. So let's see. And remind me, Momi, the name of that community garden.
Mo'ona Community Garden.
Mo'ona Community Garden.
It's right across from, well, kind of kitty corner from the Honaunau Rodeo Grounds
Right.
in Honaunau. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Joe, are you ready to do the offertory? All right. Well, I'll start the bowl around then. Prefer to donate by way of the QR code. It's here on this little table, and it will direct the money to the New Thought PayPal, but you don't have to do it through your PayPal. You can also have an option to do it by a credit card or a debit card. So that's another option.
I have one brief announcement. I made some Mamaki hibiscus tea that's in the glass jar in the back. So locally grown hibiscus and Mamaki with Big Island honey.
Ooh, yum. Thank you. Lovely music, and thank you all for your uh, donations and energetic support of New Thought Center of Hawaii. So, Momi, is there anything you want to announce about? Like, say if somebody wanted to experience what you do at Pu'uhonua, how would they do that? Or if they wanted to could get Lomi Pono,
Well, if you're interested in scheduling a Lomi Lomi with me, I have a website. There's online booking. It's lomipono.com. I do demonstrations twice a month down at the Pu'uhonua Ohonau. You're welcome to come and observe one of my demonstrations and ask any questions you may have about Lomi Lomi or La'au Lapa'au. Usually I'm down there on Tuesdays. And if you go to the nps.org website and you go to the Pu'uhonua subset of that website, then they usually have listing dates of when I'm there. I give my information to the park. So if you ever want to know, you can just go nps.org to Pu'uhonua Honau Now, and then it'll show you the dates of all the different demonstrators. I'm one of many. I'm the only one currently doing Lomi Lomi La'au Lapa'au, but there's some very wonderful cultural practitioners who come and share their talents down there as well.
Momi, is La'au Lapa'au, is that like plant medicine?
La'au Lapa'au is plant medicine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So really the hibiscus tea is kind of an example, right?
Yes.
Okay.
With
All
the
right.
mamaki is very healing. And the mamaki is actually from my yard. So I grew the mamaki. And there's actually a little lime juice from our limes. And the honey came from ka'u. So that's, but yeah.
Wonderful.
And
well, and we are going to be, New Thought will be treating Momi to lunch. And she's chosen Ono Home Kitchen right at the top of the driveway. So you don't even have to repark your car. And although they're primarily a Chinese restaurant, they're not exclusively. You can also get salads, sandwiches, burgers, local favorites like spam musubi. So, and the prices are quite reasonable. So, just so we know what size table to request, could I see a show of hands who would like to join the lunch party today? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, that's nice. Maybe we can have the round table. So it won't be right away because it'll take a little, well, Momi will stick around to talk story and you folks might want to drink some hibiscus tea, but like probably just a little before 12, we will assemble up there and whoever gets there first can request a table for 10. Okay, so here's what you have to look forward to coming up at New Thought Center of Hawaii. Of course, our Sunday services are every week, 10 o'clock here on the Lanai in person and also by live stream. The video is on YouTube after the live stream ends. So that's another way that you can experience our programs. We have free childcare on request. We request the reservation by Friday so that we can be sure we have someone on duty. I believe Faith is going to be 12 on her next birthday. Is that right, Faith? So she's ready and willing to be the childcare provider. We just need the kids. So please encourage anyone you know that has keiki that might like to take advantage of that. So our next 3 programs that we have on the schedule next Sunday is Laura Chavez Weintraub and The Sacred Pause, a mystical exploration of spiritual timing, inner alignment, and the power of surrender. And music will be by Dick Franklin. The following week, the 21st, Star Joyce will be leading our fall equinox ceremony with community drumming starting at 9:45. So if you'd like to participate in that, you're welcome to bring your drum rattle if you have such things. If you have extras, bring a few to share with others. And the following week, the 28th of September, we will be celebrating birthday number 54 of New Thought Center of Hawaii, which was the predecessor church that became New Thought, was incorporated in September of 1971. So that's how we know when to celebrate. It will also be the welcome ceremony for new members. And there won't be a speaker, but that welcome ceremony will be sort of the centerpiece of the program, and we'll basically have a party. The music for that Sunday, it will be provided by Jean Love. And this time she'll actually know ahead of time instead of just stepping in at the last minute like she did last week with her sister. Weekly classes, we've got 2 of them now. Mondays, 4:30 to 5:30, Jin An Wong teaching Tai Chi and Qigong, $15 per class. If it's the first class of the month, you can get a reduced rate. And advanced students can come at 4 to refine their long form skills. The main class is called short form. We concentrate on 8 forms and plus the Qigong and the warm-up exercises. The other newer weekly class is Hula with Mahina, who is here. There she's still here. Mahina is, do you want to say anything about your class since it's fairly new?
Wednesdays at 4:30, drop in and see if you like it.
All right. Okay, Wednesdays at 4:30. Drop in, see if you like it. It's in the Honua room. It's a better floor for dancing. Okay, and yeah, all levels. And it's $15 drop in and discounted monthly rate if you decide to become a regular. Monthly events, we've got Crystal Bowl meditation once a month, and it's happening next week, 9 to 9:30 before the main service. And that also is in the Honua room. I believe Jamie McEwen will be leading it this month. Obviously not Kai, since he's in Thailand. Okay, we have a healing meditation for the earth on the 3rd Thursday of the month. The next one will be on September 18th, and it starts at 3:33. 3rd Thursday, 3:33, all threes. And the end of the month potluck happens the last Sunday of the month, which by good fortune happens on the same day as our birthday celebration. But I'm pretty sure New Thought will be providing the cake, so the rest of you can concentrate on bringing other parts of the meal. The special event that we have currently on the calendar is happening on September 14th, next week. Laura Chavez Weintraub is planning to offer an afternoon workshop titled Align with the Divine, a soul reset for when life feels uncertain. She says it's going to be from 1 to 3 in the Honua room with a suggested donation of $40. Oh, the healing meditation, I forgot to say, that one is love offering. And all the income from that goes straight to New Thought. The leader of that star route does not accept any payment. So that's similar to the Crystal Bowl, the voluntary donation. Okay, I I hear tell there's probably going to be another workshop on the calendar soon because Alicia Leolani wants to share something, and she just needs to coordinate with Terry on the timing of it. So that'll be included in next week's announcements. Okay, finally, we have 2 invitations for you. The first invitation is to consider becoming a member of New Thought if you're not already. If you make that decision, you will receive an impressive certificate. This is one I've been trying to give for almost, let's see, it's dated February 2025. It's for Dharma. But I didn't have the certificate with me on the Sundays that she appeared. But anyway, it will be somewhat like this. So if you have to overcome a little bit of reluctance, if you say, well, I'm not really a joiner, maybe you can make an exception in this case. Some of the rest of us did. It's primarily a movement of consciousness into a closer relationship with the New Thought community. It doesn't change anything on the physical plane. Like there's no dues, there's no, you won't be punished for being late or missing a Sunday or anything like that. But we are a membership organization, so we do need members, and you will be the kind of the honored people on that that Sunday, the Sunday of the birthday. How you join is you fill in your contact information on one of the membership forms which are on the round table with the turquoise or the aqua colored tablecloth. And you can just pin your own filled out application onto the underside of the blank ones. We have 2 so far, so I'm hoping we'll have at least 5. There's a certain reason for that number. If you're watching this online or watching the video, you can also access a membership form by visiting the website. I believe there's one that you're supposed to be able to fill out on the website, but if that doesn't work, you can request one sent to you by email. Okay, I think that covers membership. And the other invitation is for prayers. We have a prayer ministry, that interesting looking wooden box in the center of the table. That's where you can put your prayer requests. They're confidential, and nobody gathers as a group to do the prayers, but each member of the prayer ministry will pray privately and in their own space for a week and sort of amplify the power of the prayers that are submitted. If you're submitting a prayer request for another person, please obtain their consent before you do that. And yeah, that covers that, I believe. Terry, is there anything new that I didn't? Okay. All right. Well, you will be receiving something from Alicia Leolani. Yes. Okay. We don't know the date yet, but yes, you can tell us. Could you come up to the mic, please?
Yeah. We don't know when, but we know that it's going to happen. One of the next afternoons, when the main speaker doesn't have a workshop arranged. And mine is running under the title Sharing Sacred Sound. So anyone who loves sound, who is interested in their own voice and hearing and feeling their own voice right through the body, please come.
That's what she has to look at. Is it definite? Alicia Leolani, do you want it to be on a Sunday? You want it as a Sunday. Well, the next Sunday that I believe there will not be a workshop is the I'll have to confirm it, but I believe on the 21st, the day of the fall equinox, I don't think there will be a workshop that day. So would you like that if it's not needed? Okay. Okay, so I'll check with Star Joyce to make sure of that. So probably the 21st, in 2 weeks from today. Okay. All right, I think we're ready to circle up for our closing song, Hawaii Aloha.
Yeah, well, that's feels better already. Yeah, sign me up.